Hey guys, I'm kind of wondering where or how do we start some anti-protesting? Like, there's so many people out there protesting against ICE. There's so many riots going on. There's so much crap and violence going on. Yet, I don't see anybody else. I don't see anybody protesting against that or standing up against that. As an American people, as somebody that is trying to be lawful, is trying to be, follow my Christian values and morals. I don't understand why we're not also coming together as a people that are like minded like that. Or let's just go out on the limb and say conservative, you know, thinking that why can't we stand together and support the good of our government? Because right now, we can't trust our government. Right now, we can't trust half the things they say. Knowing that and knowing how much evil's out there, where do we begin to trust them? And the only way that I can see that is we as a people are going to have to give a little bit and are going to have to do things and support things that may be hurtful. It is going to suck watching millions of people get deported. It's going to suck watching families get torn apart. But if they weren't here illegally, if they had done things the right way, the lawfully way, they wouldn't have these issues. We didn't have all these violent offenders being dumped into our country. We wouldn't have these issues. But we're here. So how do we take care of it? We're going to have to give a little, but we're also going to have to support those that are trying to enforce these laws. And as a Mexican American, as somebody from, illegal origins, I understand this now. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've been able to live here and acclimate to America. And I'm grateful for that. Grateful for Jesus. I'm grateful for my country. And I will die and protect it as long as I'm able to. So I'm just kind of wondering, where are the rest of my conservative brothers and sisters? Where are you guys at? We need to stand together. And I feel alone. I feel like I'm drowning. Help. Send help. Please. No, but for reals, I just don't understand like how we can go about and continue saying that, oh, we're working too much and we don't have enough time, and how are all these people out there doing this stuff? Like, don't they have jobs and blah blah blah. Yeah, I get it. A lot of us have jobs, a lot of us that do actually support ICE or do support our whatever parts of our government that you support. I wouldn't support all of it, but whatever parts you do support, you know, why aren't we taking some time? Why aren't we taking some time of our weekends to go out and try to actually make our country a little bit better? Support our country in a way that we can actually make it better. Support the law enforcement that are out there trying to do a good job, not the bad apples, not support the bad apples, and call them out when they are, But if they're not, if they're doing things the right way or decently right way or the right way in an unperfect world. Because in a perfect world, we wouldn't have any of these issues, but we don't live in one. So in an imperfect world, support them as much as we can. And if they're really screwing up, call them out. But until then, we have to build some trust with somebody because as the people, we're not doing nothing. Like, there is so much garbage going on, and we're just sitting back being mind blown, but nobody's doing anything. And until somebody in our government starts taking those shots to actually do something and start getting rid of the bad apples in our government, it's going to be corrupt. And as an American, I want to continue to live the American dream, but it is falling further and further away. It is burning in my hands, and I cannot hold on to it any longer because our country is falling apart because of all this other crap that's happening. But then you look around, and I don't believe just our country's falling apart or at least being invaded. I believe that the entire world is changing, and nobody's saying anything, and nobody's really looking at it, and it's crazy, and it makes me feel crazy. And what do they call that? Conspiracy theorist, but I'm really not. I'm just a guy that is working when I can and watching a lot of different sides of things and putting the dots together and realizing that, hey man, we're kind of getting screwed. Okay, we're not kind of getting screwed. We're really getting screwed. And I'm tired of it. So, as an American citizen, what can we do? And what are we going to do? Are we just going to sit here and let, drugs continue running rampant in our communities? Are we going to still continue letting criminals run around in our communities getting off free? Are we still going to allow all these people to protest, but really unlawfully protest and riot and burn? Like, I don't understand using our kids and using them as not just meat shields, but using them as psychologically. Like, I don't understand, because all these kids that are walking out and doing these protests, if the parents aren't doing something at home, then those kids, let's say that the parents don't even care about politics. They don't want nothing to do with it. But their kids are. So now their kids are coming home and they're being more influential. And so as good parents, what do you want to do? You want to support your kids. You want to be involved. So now you got parents that are being involved with their kids and protesting ICE and being all this and that, but they're being uneducated about it, not doing their research, not even having two sides of the story being told to them, just being said one narrative. They can't make up their own decision. I support anybody being able to go out and lawfully protest. But if you're going to go out and protest uneducated, without doing any kind of research, without looking at different kind of cases from even our past, like, I'm not going to name any current situations because I feel like that's going to give me even more heat than this video already is going to. But what pisses me off more is if a police officer has a criminal and they've been on a pursuit, or even they're not following lawful orders, and they go to yank him out of a vehicle, and that criminal decides to gun the gas and go. Sorry, I got the hiccups. It's early. Anyways, but for reals, they end up stomping the gas and trying to take somebody out. You know that officer is going to react with lethal force. You know it. Even those that are getting dragged down the street, like, they're going to act with lethal force. I've seen officers barely being hit and act with lethal force. I don't understand the injustice of it. It's a sad situation. It happened though. It sucks, and I wish it didn't. But we're not in a perfect world. We're in a very terrifying world. And I just want to be able to come together and grow our communities, grow our nation as one, and as it was founded on Christ, founded on those Christian morals, and to be able to give my kids, something. Give my kids something when I leave this earth. That's what I want. And if you can kind of agree with me on that, or even if you disagree, can we just talk about it? Can we figure something out to be able to work together? That's all I'm asking. Be Americans together.